Well, good evening, people, and just wanted to make an update because I haven't been doing much video work lately, and just wanted to show you some more of my garden. The roses are looking really good. And we have a Shasta plant. This will be covered with daisies soon. Got some comfrey. Milkweed. They just have beautiful smelling flowers that the butterflies love. It was in my shade mix. Here's some Shastas getting ready to bloom. Everything kind of mixed in together. And even some yellow tickseed flower. More butterfly and insect attractors. Very pretty. Here's another hosta that has kind of a yellow hue to it. This is neighbor property. Going to be an apartment when they get done working on it. And it's got some volunteers from my flowers over here from seed. There's a variegated hosta. And we got a tomato plant over here because there's more sunlight. And our tomato, let's see, we got some tomato flowers over here. And we got, let's see if we can see it, little baby tomato there. Okay. I used to be up on the garden, but now I just do a little bit as I can. And we got some columbine and lots of seed pods there. And there's a purple coneflower growing in my strawberry pot. And here's some mountain laurel. It's getting ready to pop, bloom. The raspberry plants are from squished raspberries right on the ground in the dirt, and these popped up, and they got raspberry buds on them, so they're doing good. And our tomato, we bought some tomatoes, and it was loaded with flowers. We decided that we had to put them outside. Another mulberry. Here's a tree that grew out of my mulch bag. And it's some kind of a tree. I think it's ornamental. If you can tell me what it is, I'd love to know. The leaves are not opposite, they're alternate. And veining on the leaves, kind of a spotted type bark. So if somebody can tell me, I've had this growing now for 2 years out of a bag of mulch. It needs a home. And the Swiss chard is getting ready to bloom. And we keep picking leaves off of it to eat. We add to our salads so that our greens that we get at the store that are kind of pale looking have something nourishing. The bunnies love to come in here. I'm surprised there's a big leaf down there. Parsley's getting ready to bloom. Very small parsley compared to what I've had in the past. Here's a tomato. I kept these in my house for about 6 weeks, so they were in the window where the sun comes up in the morning until noon, and they're doing pretty good. And then we have one more tomato. The last time I had some tomatoes up above, but got some extra Rose of Sharon. There's a little bee taking a nap. It's kind of cool out today, so he's not dead, he's just resting there. And we've got raspberries and blackberries. This might be a blackberry. So these stalks are all green. The leaves are slightly different, not as fuzzy, more like rose thorns, so this is probably a black raspberry. So we'll see. And that looks like a radish. Let's see what comes up. Yep, that's a radish. Got left in there from last year. Now it's too woody to eat, so we have plenty of radishes going to seed, so I'm going to save those for another crop even this season. And the blue carpet flowers, those are forget-me-nots. And more Shasta daisy. So there's a wild leafy plant. I thought it was a dandelion. No, I'm not sure. Looks a little different than wild lettuce, so maybe I'll have to ID this one, because usually the yellow flower will tell you that it's wild lettuce. And we have a mulberry. Maybe it'll get berries on it this year. The one in the back, way in the back, up the road there, still up on the edge, had great berries last year. So in this bed, we got a lot of thyme growing. And this big plant, that's lovage. It's kind of like a celery, giant celery plant. And it naturally has the food flavor enhancer in it, so you add it to vegetable soup or whatever and it enhances the flavor. And great plant to have as a seasoning. But unlike celery, it gets a little more woody. So you can use the leaves like a garnish or to put into your soup base. Hope you guys have a good time with your garden this year. We took an old table frame and we wired it up so that we could grow beans or peas on it. And all the peas I planted, even though they were sprouted, they either didn't come up or they got eaten. And I have a feeling they got eaten because I wasn't able to come out every day like I usually do and check on the garden. This plant here, that's Virginia creeper, not poison ivy. So we have lots of things growing in the garden, and hope to share some seeds with some people. Maybe they can share with me. And one last thing we got here is our wild black raspberries. And they seem to be doing pretty good. So we'll have some of those this year. Before maybe the squirrels get them. And there's a gooseberry in here. Anybody need a gooseberry plant? These are very small. Usually they're about the size of grapes. And that is a gooseberry, only that's a small one. And I'm sorry my camera is not focusing well, but hopefully we'll get that taken care of soon. So thank you. And what I wanted to do is take a moment and tell people that I'm happy to see some of our viewers, and thank you for watching my videos. Thanks. I'm hoping this will be better soon. Thank you. It's something I don't want to talk about right now, but if you see my YouTube picture on my thing, that's how my teeth used to look. And now I'm hoping just to have a smile back. So thank you. Yeah, one last thing is we cut down one of the mulberries and got some wood from it. And we also have leaf mulch from last year, and we're raking it up and using it, actually, and mixing it into the garden. So now that we're feeling a little bit better, we're going to try and take care of these piles and get the place looking a little bit nicer again. And I'll show you one other plant. This is a wild rose, and this is a simple single petal, but if you look at the leaves, you can tell it's a rose. It's got thorns, but it has simple white flowers. They come in yellow and pink too, because I remember my mom had some in her garden, and she loved them because they were wild and not specially grown, but makes a nice privacy hedge if you want for a little color, and the bees love it too because it blooms. So tell me what you got in your garden. I'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment, and please like my video. Thanks.